The views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL. However, we're the ones that have encouraged you all along to like and share them on social media and with all your friends and neighbors, because it's time now for Joanne's World of Nutrition from Nutrition World in Fort Pierce, hosted by Joanne Seeger.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having an incredible week. Well, I am in Las Vegas calling into the show. This is so exciting. Yes, it was Matthew's, my husband's birthday celebration week. So we took the whole family, but I did not want to take a vacation from the radio show this week because I have such an incredible guest that whenever those dates become available, I make sure that it happens. So my guest today, also, I need every second with him. So we're going to skip announcements and even the breath work. So if you can just take some deep breaths and definitely want to take notes for this show. We have the guest is Terry Lemeron, and usually I don't read bios for my guests. I make it super casual, but his is so impressive. I am going to read it. All right. So, and Terry is one of my mentors. I have been following him for so many years. He's so inspirational and just has such a good heart. So I just want to make mention of that, that not only is he extremely intelligent, but just an amazing heart. So here we go. Here's the formal bio. So Terry Lemeron is a natural health expert with over 50 years experience. He has owned health food stores, founded dietary supplement companies, and formulated over 400 products. A much sought after speaker and accomplished author, Terry shares his wealth of experience and knowledge in health and nutrition through social media, newsletters, podcasts, webinars, and personal speaking engagements. His books include 7 Keys to Vibrant Health and the sequel, 7 Keys to Unlimited Personal Achievement, and his newest publication, 50 plus natural health secrets proven to change your life. His continued dedication, energy, and zeal are part of his ongoing mission to improve the health of America. So without further ado, let's introduce Terry. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Joanne. And that was a very kind introduction. Thank you for the very kind words. And you were overly generous with what you said. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So yes, Terry, when they showed me the date that was available, I got a little bit of, I don't want to call it anxiety, but nervousness, like, oh, how will I do the Zoom from my hotel room? Because, when sometimes I'm a creature of comfort. So when I get, placed in a situation like, oh, I won't be in the station, but I want Terry to think it's super professional. And I'm like, wait a second, this is Terry. He's so easygoing, such a great heart. He'll understand. So I'm glad the Zooms worked out perfect for both of us. And so there we go. So Terry, I had Cheryl on recently, and she told my audience all about the new Gamazor products. And I have to tell you, I've been doing the red ginseng. I brought it on the trip with me. What amazing energy I've been getting. And the CoQ10 chewable, it's been helping my gums heal from just abuse over the years. So I just want to thank you for introducing the Gamazor products to us, because as always, all your products have proven efficacy and a money back guarantee. I want to mention that to the listeners, that my husband and I were talking about how you stand for quality and efficacy. So tell me, how do you come up with your decisions to bring in new products? Like, does someone just say, hey, Terry, check this out? Or how do you decide what to do next?
Well, I travel a lot around the world, and wherever I am, it's always a different country. What are they doing in these countries that support the health of their individuals, their population? Looking for new ideas. I go into alternative pharmacies. I go into pharmacies that are selling organic products. And I talk to the pharmacists and ask them what what products are of major concern that you would like to see your people take for their health. And I get into discussions with pharmacists all around the world. I go to a lot of medical conferences. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any medical degrees, but you can learn from everybody. So I go to a lot of medical conferences, which, to be honest with you, 95% of the things they say is over my head. But if you grab one thing, just one little nugget out of a 1 day or 2 day or 3 day conference, that's one thing you had more than when you walked into that door. Now I've got something to think about, something I may want to investigate or research. And I do spend probably some days anywhere from 5 to 8 or 9 hours a day researching ingredients, looking for something unique and different. I want to bring the best products I possibly can to help everyone around the world, because it's never too late to change, because 98% of all of our diseases are caused by our lifestyle choices, our choices.
Our
Not the
choices. Yep,
doctor,
I
not drug
know.
companies. We make the choice of what we eat, how much exercise we get, how much sleep we get. We set the level of our lifestyle choices to determine whether we have good health or unhealthiness. And that's our responsibility. That's our duty. And everybody, I have a radio show too, Joanne, and I do mine on Saturday and Sunday, 8 o'clock every morning. And I tell my listeners that, we have a responsibility, and it isn't because the roll of the dice. It isn't because God is mad at us or because we are unfortunate or because of our genes. We create the environment that we live in, and that comes back as a consequence, is either good or bad.
Yes, I absolutely agree, Terry. I make a little bit of a sarcastic joke sometimes with my customers that we all wait for that one annual blood test. Meanwhile, we know going into it all our bad choices that we've done throughout the years, and we're like, maybe they won't notice. And I'm like, wait, it's still affecting us whether the blood shows this or that. It's still affecting us every day. But some people just really do that. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they're just seeing if the doctor notices.
That's
So,
correct. Yes. And the
oh my God.
doctor does not have any background in health. They go to school for many, many years, and they get about an hour to 2 hours on health and nutrition. The doctor doesn't have any more nutritional information for himself or his family more than for his patient. So we can't listen to the doctor. I mean, the doctors are great. I love them. They have a role in our society. They are very wonderful humanitarians. Their skills are unbelievable, but their skills are in drug and surgery. But that doesn't make us healthy. That only puts us back together again after we've abused ourselves for decades. But we can turn our life around within 3 to 6 months and have a new picture of health.
I love that. And I know all your books are just so positive. They show how easy it is. And I love that. All the speaking engagements I've listened to you, you're always so positive. But I want to make mention my father in law is a urologist. And when I met him, he really scoffed at everything I discussed. But now he is sending me many of his patients, and I've been putting them on the Saga Pro and the PSA, healthy PSA levels. And I'm getting incredible feedback. Like, it's most of the time it's about a month to 2 months, and they're like, I'm not getting up at all to urinate. Great numbers. So my father-in-law is very happy with the results that your products are giving his patients. So thank you for that as well.
Well,
Cool.
congratulations. That's great.
Yep, it's and that's what I always tell people, like you mentioned, they're focused on, the symptomology of the body, and I always try to strive, like you do, prevention is so much easier than waiting for a disease or condition to happen,
That's correct.
so all right, so now I have to ask you about what is just a little scary in my world and my husband's world. Is we have seen our own personal family members suffer from Alzheimer's, dementia, and I think as far as my health goes, that's the only thing I actually am concerned about. Like, I feel like I could tackle anything else that might come in my path, but things that might create memory loss or just yeah, I mean, memory loss right there, let's just leave it at that, is a little scary for a lot of the population. So when I saw that you were researching and coming up with products like the Greek mountain tea, you caught my interest big time. Can you tell me where this research began, why the curiosity, and why these two new products?
Well, it's very interesting because I love Greece. One of the reasons is because I love olive oil and what olive oil has in terms of health benefits for us. We have no idea in America what olive oil can do for us for health reasons and health benefits. It's kind of kept like a secret. We, as a country, consume the least olive oil than any other country around the world. We don't know the
Wow.
benefits of olive oil. And there have been some very big claims for it. So I've been to Greece several times in the last couple of years. And I talk to the people in Greece. And when I'm in a restaurant, I'm in a coffee shop, or I'm with maybe a guide that we've hired for the day, I ask a lot of questions. How do you eat? What do you eat? What would I want for something from your country to make other people in the United States healthier? And this Greek mountain tea kept coming up on several of my visits to Greece. And it's an herb. Actually, it's a weed, I guess you could say. But the Greek farmers and the Greek shepherds have been consuming this Greek tea for many, many, many years, hundreds of years, because it gives them a clarity of mind. They think better. They can understand better. They have more ability to make decisions. They just feel better overall too. They have a better mood. Gives them a better attitude about things. And they pick it wild while they're out there farming or tending the sheep. And they make this tea. It keeps them warm in the wintertime, but it gives them all of the other benefits of improving the quality of the mind, mental clarity. They're able to make better decisions. They're able to make a better memory of the past. They don't forget things as easily. It's just a good memory support product, and it's wild. We have been able to work with a company that has been able to cut the weed, wildcraft it, and then make it into a supplement as a capsule of Greek mountain tea. You can drink the tea. It's very, in fact, I brought some back to have us try it in the office. And many of the people in the office liked it. It was refreshing. It really tasted well. But it really has a tremendous benefits for mental clarity.
I
And then
love that.
sometimes we mix it with also red ginseng. We can also mix it with bacopa, which is a herb in India, Ayurvedic medicines, for exactly the same thing as the Greek mountain tea is, also for improving the quality of the mind, improving the clarity, improving the ability to be able to make decisions and think better and have a memory recall. So all the ability that we would like to retain as we get older and not lose that ability to be able to think or remember what's going on.
I love that. That's a great description. And most of my brain products, it seems that there's caffeine in so many products. And I love that this tea is caffeine free.
That's right.
So it's incredible because it's like I do love having some black coffee, first thing in the morning, but I get caffeine sensitive throughout the day. So I love that you can take it anytime and you don't have to worry about it. And Terry, one of my questions was, I do have some people that whether it be pill fatigue or they just can't swallow pills, are they able to, the capsules, are they able to be opened and take it like in an actual tea to create a tea?
Oh, yes, you could actually do that. You could split the capsules are not locked, so you can pull them apart, dump the contents into hot water, and drink it as a tea, or drink it in any kind of beverage you want to be able to swallow it without having to go through the capsule.
Okay. And then another question is for many of your products, you try to always source out an ingredient that you can verify it is authentically that ingredient from its origin source, and also that it's strong enough to actually see a difference versus, just a little cut and sift of the herb. Is your ingredient the same like you do premise many of your other products?
You mean, are you looking for something that's standardized?
Yes, like, is it because you used to like with, of course, your Curamed, I mean, most of your products, Boswellia, you always say that ours is guaranteed to be not only standardized, but from its natural origin, and that similar story.
Right. Well, this is interesting because this Greek mountain tea has been used for hundreds and hundreds of years. Now, that's a pretty good clinical study, so to speak, because it is, it's consumed by the population. It's used over and over and over for generations. It's passed down to future generations for the children because it works. But we don't know why it works. Now science is trying to catch up with that. And we have 3 really good quality studies on the Greek mountain tea. On the Bacopa, there's hundreds of studies on Bacopa to show that it has a health benefit for the brain function, clarity, and ability to think better. This would be a very good product for the elderly that would like to maintain and retain the quality of their mind as they age and get older.
Okay, beautiful. And as far as dosing, if someone's just doing a preventative dose just to make sure that mental clarity stays as it is as of today, versus someone that's already feeling forgetful, is there different dosing?
Well, we actually have 2 products that contain the Greek mountain tea. One product is 500 milligrams of the Greek mountain tea in a capsule. It has no other ingredients in the active ingredients in the capsule. So you could take 1 a day if you like to use it as prevention. If you want to use the combination of the Greek mountain tea and Bacopa, you could take 1 capsule a day as a preventative. Although the studies that were done have shown that it would be 2 capsules that would match the studies if you want to use it for more of aggressive therapy.
Okay, fair enough. And the why so with the Bacoba, I see that in every brain formula. And like you said, hundreds of years. Is there anyone that shouldn't use the Bacoba? The Greek mountain tea sounds like anyone, even a child, can use it, correct?
Yes, absolutely. There's no reason why you could not use it. It's just a wild growing plant that has been now used as a tea for the Greek people. In India and China, you have green tea, and the green tea is good too. It's another wonderful product for health, but it does contain caffeine. This is a caffeine-free, which you mentioned before, that people of any age can use it because it's not going to overstimulate them or addict them because of the caffeine. So yes, you could use this for most any ages. The Bacopa is very safe as well. I don't know if I would necessarily use the Bacopa combination with the Greek mountain tea for children. I don't think it's necessary because I don't think there's a problem involved with children. But it's very safe. They're both very safe, and they've been proven very effective efficacy and non-toxic in any amount.
All right. Another question I thought of was we have a university very close to my store, and sometimes I get students that come in that are, just, burning the candle at both ends, and or they're trying to cram in some studies. What are your thoughts on when they use brain products, neurotropic products, for that last minute? Does that do anything? I really wanted your opinion on this. Like, is there any sense to 2 weeks of doing a brain product during cramming for studies? What do you think?
Um, Actually, yes, it has helped in many different cases that it would be beneficial. What I would do is we have a really additional product called Anxiocalm.
Oh,
And
I live on that one. I love it.
Anxiocalm is to reduce anxiety. And we've had a lot of students who, they know what they know, but they become so nervous when they're taking a test that sometimes can't think. They can't remember because they're blocked out because of fear. I'm going to fail this test. And the AngioCalm takes away the anxiety, the nervousness, the tension, the stress. And then you could use red ginseng, which also has been studied for mental clarity, and also bacopa and Greek mountain tea. Yes, they actually would be of benefit for students. I don't
Okay.
have any science, but I know that I have had many students tell me, Terry, I lived on that 3 weeks before the test.
Okay. Well, better than them doing Red Bull all day.
Oh,
So, yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Well, it's funny, Terry, you reminded me of another story. So on the plane, here I am leaving my house, my dogs, my business, and coming on a trip. And I felt pretty good. But as soon as I got into that tunnel where you go into the plane, and I know you travel a lot, but we usually don't. And I started getting severe anxiety. So I just took 2 angiocoms, and in minutes, I was completely happy and giggling, and I'm talking to the people on the line. And so thank you for the anxiocalm. That has saved me in many a day.
Yeah,
So
it's a great
yeah.
product.
Oh, it is so good. And the tablets are so small, you don't even need water to get it down. So love it. Oh, all right. Well, there's so many exciting products in your line, but the Greek mountain tea has is that you were talking about olive oil, and I know you're all about polyphenols, and I have your polyphenol product as well. So if someone was not like us taking lots of products in their day, would they go with the polyphenol, or would they just maybe try the Greek mountain tea? Which one, like for just general well-being? Because sometimes people only want to budget for a couple items versus, taking 15 like us.
Right. Well, the Greek mountain tea is very specific for the brain, for mental clarity. The polyphenols are, I would say, next to the need and the requirement of vitamins and minerals. There is over 8,000 polyphenols, and those polyphenols come in colors. So you see them in the red of apples, or you see them in the dark purple of berries or grapes or nuts or seeds. They come in all kinds of fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, so forth. But the American diet is so high in non-nutritious foods, refined, ultra-processed foods, packaged foods, that there are no polyphenols. And we should be getting about 1,000 milligrams of polyphenols daily. And so the polyphenol product we made is made up of 5 or 6 very powerful polyphenol concentration of herbs like curcumin, grapeseed, apple extract, propolis, green tea. They're all very, very high in polyphenols. And polyphenols is very, very health promoting, health producing in our body. So after I feel somebody says, I got the best diet I can possibly make within my budget or whatever. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat a lot of carbohydrates. I don't eat any junk. I have a good, healthy diet. So they're maybe getting vitamins and minerals, although they could take a good multivitamin and mineral besides that. But polyphenols would be the next thing I would take. Polyphenols cover everything, and we don't get enough in our diet. There's only 9% of the population of America that consumes the 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables.
Oh, I didn't even think it was that high. Yeah, it's really difficult these days. And I notice when I'm shopping, we have 4 kids, and to budget for the healthy food is a little challenging. And I used to never use that line. And it used to upset me when customers would say, I can't afford to be healthy. But I noticed that all these packaged garbage, processed, chemicalized food, they're like $2, $3, a serving,
Right.
where the salad's $7 to $8. And yeah, so your polyphenol defense would be much more affordable than most of these healthy foods
Exactly.
yeah.
And
So,
you're
and
getting it because even if you eat some fruits and vegetables, our fruits and vegetables have changed in the last 100 years. We have to consume about 8 to 10 times fruits and vegetables compared to what our grandparents, great-grandparents ate. We looked at some exclusive research, and you'd have to eat 8 oranges today, because it takes 8 oranges today to equal 1 orange about 50 years ago. Our food is not grown for food and nutrition, not for vitamins and minerals, it's grown for profit. And they'll do anything they can to increase the margins, the profit, and don't care about the quality of the product.
Yes, and when you're eating that type of quantity, you're getting the quantified chemicals at the same time from all the pesticides, fungicides. Yeah, ugh. I know, a little challenging part of this world, but you have really this subject doesn't scare me anymore, because honestly, all your products are so amazing in making myself and my family and my customers feel better. And we have so much more time. So I think we're going to go right through break, if that's okay with you, Terry. Just keep talking. Is that okay? Okay, wonderful. All right, great. Cliff didn't say we needed one, so we're just going to keep going. All right, so the Curamed, when you came and you spoke at our local library, which, you know, there was not one seat available, when standing room only, the customers after you spoke was like, could Curamed be everything that Terry says? I mean, he made it sound like just this amazing cure-all. And I'm like, listen, guys, I've been using Curamed for years. It is as amazing as he said. So since we have time, can you tell me, like, this journey with Curamed must be incredible for you, because you have seen so many, you heard so many remarkable stories. I know I've told you probably 10 remarkable ones. So tell me about Curamed and this journey with it and how it's helping so many people and why.
Well, what I want to say is that these people that asked that question, could it be all that Terry has said about it could be true? And I would say no. Actually, more.
I knew you were going to say that.
Much more than what I said. I didn't have time to say all the things I could say about curcumin. I mean, it's the most amazing spice in the world. It's been used for 5,000 years or more in the Asian countries like India and Malaysia and all these Thailand, all these countries where it grows. It actually grows wild in many cases. I've actually went out there and I dug up some of the wild turmeric, and you could see the root of the plant. But they use it almost every meal. It is so sacred to the Indian culture that they actually hang a little bit of it in their kitchen as a good luck charm. They give it away to the married couple as a way of saying happy congratulations and prosperity and good luck and good health. They baptize their children with it. It's ingrained in the culture of India, and it's used as almost every meal. So they get the benefits of it for thousands of years. Now, curcumin is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatories in all of nature. And research done at MD Anderson Hospital in Houston, Texas, compared it to steroids and found it was equally as effective as steroids and drugs, but no side effects, where you have many side effects with drugs, steroids, and the NSAIDs, like ibuprofen or Tylenol or Aleve, they all have side effects. There's no side effects to curcumin. Now, if you ate a whole bunch of it, you might have diarrhea, but that will happen with any food if you eat too much of it. So it's very, very safe, non-toxic. Children can eat it. It's an amazing plant that is pain relieving. It has a huge effect on cancer in terms of prevention and treatment. And some of the research that's going on right now at City of Hope Hospital in Los Angeles, they found that whenever they give a drug to treat cancer, the drug is only so effective and very little effective. But when they combine it with curcumin, it becomes more effective than ever before. Now, they don't exactly know all that research, why it is so effective, but it makes the drug less toxic, less side effects, and the dosage can be reduced substantially because a very, very small dosage then can be used of the drug because you have the curcumin have an effect on the drug therapy. So many doctors will tell their cancer patients, no, don't take anything. Don't take curcumin. Don't take anything. Actually, if you can find the quality of substances, the quality of the herbs, and you know that you have a very good, well-made curcumin, that should actually be more beneficial if you take it with the drug. There's research that just came out on pancreatic cancer, on colon cancer, and they gave a drug, and the drug was only 10% effective. Then they matched it with the curcumin, and together it became up to 90% effective.
That's
It just makes
incredible.
the drug so much more effective. They don't understand all that yet, and they're working on that to try to find out. But most oncologists don't care. The drug companies don't want to know that, because they
Right.
know the drug companies can only be how successful, and their shares can only go up because of sick people. Because the only way they sell drugs is to sick people. The more healthier people you have, it hurts your business. And
Exactly.
they don't want to
Yeah.
have people be healthy.
I do have your new book that you co-author with Dr. Ajay Gol. I love going to all your conferences where I listen to him. So I did read the book. Terry, the name is slipping my mind. I guess I can't wait to start taking the Greek Mountain Tea. But what is the new book that talks about preventing cancers that I have at my store?
The name of the book?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you? Is it slipping your mind too?
yeah,
I know you have so many books, right?
yeah.
So I will just tell the audience that if you come in, I have all of Terry's literature sheets that explain all of his products pretty much. I have probably 100 sheets, as well as all his books. And the newest book that I got into the store is about prevention. As we mentioned, these are things that with lifestyle choices, but Dr. Ajay and Terry basically talk about the studies that you just mentioned, Terry, about combining chemo with these natural substances and the amazing outcomes. And there's 4 things I think you discuss in the book, and it's the grapeseed extract, the curcumin, I'm used to saying curamid, and then, oh my
Antigraphis,
gosh,
antigraphis,
andrographis, which I take every day. I can't believe I forgot that one.
and berberine.
Berberine, which I take every day too. Okay, so wow, yeah, I got to get that Greek Mountain Tea into my program.
Let me paraphrase the title of the book.
Okay,
The 5 most powerful alternatives in the prevention and the treatment of cancer.
love it. There you go. Okay, perfect. And so this is a free book that we have at the store. You guys definitely want to pick it up and read it. It's absolutely incredible. And luckily, I was already taking all of them as I was reading the book, so I didn't feel nervous. Yeah,
And all
love
those
it.
ingredients that Dr. Goyle talks about, he actually made clinical studies and at his laboratory with City of Hope Hospital, and he verified the results. And I'll give you one study he did. He did a study with curcumin, and curcumin was very effective, 30 to 40% effective in reducing tumors. Now, this is just 21 days, and these are human tumors. Then he used clinical OPC, which is French grapeseed extract, and he reduced the size of the tumors by about 50%. Then he used melatonin to reduce the size of the tumors and reduce the size of the tumors by about 55 to 60%. And then antigraphis was the most powerful anti-cancer preventative and treatment, and it reduced the size of the tumors in 21 days. So there's 4 different studies, each one of the ingredients included in the study. So then he put together, since the melatonin and antigraphis were the most effective, he put those together and did a study, and they reduced the size of the tumors by 90% within 21 days.
That is incredible.
Then he took 3 drugs, 3 chemotherapeutic drugs, and did the same kind of study, and they could not reduce the size of the tumors no more than 10%.
Wow. and with side effects. That is incredible, Terry. I hope everyone really listened to what you just said, because that's amazing. So many people are really scared of making a decision, go natural, do chemo. But if you put the two worlds together, it could have an amazing outcome, and also City of Hope, didn't they recently buy Cancer Centers of America?
That's correct. Yes.
Yep, that is incredible. I mean, this is putting a lot of information out there about using these products, when you get to these difficult decisions about your health, and your life is kind of hanging there. So,
They're going to the alternative way in some degree. They hired Dr. Goel, Dr. Ajay Goel, that's spelled Goel. He's a PhD in cancer research with alternatives. So he's been studying more alternatives like boswellia, curcumin, endographis, melatonin, all these ingredients. And they told him, you just go ahead and find us alternatives that work. And now some of the oncologists at City of Hope have seen so much results with these natural ingredients. They want to use them with their patients. Now, they can't treat cancer with natural alternatives. It's against the AMA law. You can't, if somebody has cancer, you can't prescribe alternatives because it's outside of the, how should I say, outside of the design for treating cancer. But when they get to stage 4, which is almost to the end of life, they can then have them take a natural substance. And after 3 or 4 months, they've gone from stage 4 to stage 3 or stage 2 and even stage 1, because they feel there is no longer any hope for them, so they can treat them as they would like to.
wow, that's so sad that they look at it that way, but we know that that's what we're up against. So, but I think it's changing. Your book is going to have such an impact. You touch the whole country, well, and outside this country as well. And I mispronounced Dr. Goyle's name earlier, but he too, like you, has such a big heart, and he responds to questions so quickly through email. I've had customers that emailed him about their cancer situation. He got right back to them. They were so shocked. They were like,
Right.
no, he's not really going to get back to me, is he? And I'm like, yes, he does.
He does, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and all that information is also at the store. I have a lot of the sheets that he has co-authored with you. So definitely you want to come in the store and check that information out, right? Education, right, Terry? You got to learn about your body and how it works and how it thinks. And I love that about you. You really make education free, like your radio show all weekend long. Absolutely incredible. So what would you say, as far as with the cure? I think we have time. Yeah, we have 15 minutes. So there is still some confusion with the CuraMed family as far as your new amazing product, the acute pain, and then of course Curamin and Curamin Extra Strength. You've been getting these questions for years now, I'm sure, but there is still a little confusion about which one someone should purchase. Do you have any clarification on that?
Yes, quite easily. We first came out and launched about 12 years ago, Curamin Extra Strength and Curamin. They are for pain reduction, muscle pain, pain of exertion, pain of overuse, any kind of pain in that category. Very, very effective. And we always continue to do more research. So after many different studies and research articles, we came up with a new design of product. Now, in the extra strength Curamin, it's a combination of curcumin, boswellia, nattokinase, and DLPA. So that affects various pathways in the body, like the COX-2 pathway, the 5-LUX pathway, the endorphins in the brain. So that is made and designed specifically to reduce pain. Then over additional research, we found that curcumin and boswellia, and we found this in a study that we did with Celebrex. The two herbs were given to a set of patients, and Celebrex was given to a set of patients. And what they found out at the end of 12 weeks, the herbal group that were taking the curcumin and the boswellia, they did better or equally as good as Celebrex. But after the study was done, those that were on the herbal products did not have any more pain for quite a while. But those that were on the Celebrex, when they took them off the Celebrex, the next day they had pain.
Wow.
And those that were on the herbal product could walk farther, could go up more steps, felt better, and they actually got better results overall. So after we saw that study, we then took that form of curcumin and boswellia, and we mixed it with black sesame seed oil. In the Indian culture, black sesame seed oil is to increase the absorption of nutrients. So it isn't just a mixture of 3 ingredients. Actually, the curcumin and the boswellia are mixed within the contents of the black sesame seed oil. So it's like making a cake. You add flour, you add milk, you add eggs, but you don't just end there. You whip it up into a dough. So the curcumin and the boswellia mixed with the black sesame seed oil is mixed like a dough. So it's a combination of those. Now that actually increases the absorption and the release of the pain mechanisms much, much quicker. So if somebody has maybe a headache, maybe muscle pain, maybe something that is not permanent, not for long term or not chronic, they will get immediate results. Somebody that strained their back, somebody that, they strained a muscle or a ligament or something, they will get immediate results. It can be long term. You can use it long term, but it isn't where you have chronic arthritis. So you want different combinations. And so we have developed a number of products because everything doesn't work on everybody. Everybody has a different absorption mechanism. Everybody responds differently. And I always say, I can drink a glass of wine and I'm pretty tipsy. But some people can sit down and drink 2 bottles of wine and you didn't even know they drank any wine. We all do it differently. We all have different tolerance. We all have a different liver function. It's all different. So we have various products for various people. Some people I know, they try the acute pain relief and they said, oh, I was using the Curcumin Extra Strength and I like that one better. They go back to it. Some people say, well, I like them both, so I stayed on both. Everybody has a different way of taking it. So I think there are products out there that will satisfy everybody's problem with pain. And I'll tell you what, if you use things like Tylenol or Aleve or Advil, they have major, major side effects. Aleve and Advil cause heart attacks, strokes, and cardiovascular disease. So that's the side effects. With Tylenol, it's the major cause of liver failure in the United States. There are more liver transplants. There are more liver failures because of Tylenol. And people take those over-the-counter medications thinking that they're fairly safe because they don't need a prescription. But they still cause major, major side effects. Curcumin and boswellia are major pain reduction, and there are no side effects. You can use them.
And there's health benefits at the same time.
Many, not only pain, but inflammation, and many other conditions as well. And we know that oxidative stress causes all of our health conditions, unhealthy conditions, I should say, and then it causes inflammation. And then the combination eats away your joints or your organs or glands. But curcumin and boswellia are anti-inflammatory, they're antioxidants, very powerful substances that can improve the health of the body in a very short period of time.
That's such a great explanation, Terry. And so Terry Naturally products are pretty much at every health food store that you can travel to. In Vegas, our local health food store had all of your products, Terry. I told them you were coming on my show this morning. They got super excited. I gave them the info. But the one thing that Terry just has a new sheet about the NSAIDs. So he's not exaggerating. These things are really, really dangerous. I have many customers that will say, oh, but I just use it in emergencies. Well, that one-time emergency use can cause liver problems. So really keep these things on hand. The Curamin Extra Strength is my favorite, Terry, but I keep Acute for those things that I'm not expecting, the headache or something that wasn't expected. And I've gotten the kids away from any temptation for acetaminophen or anything like that with the acute pain pills because they love that it's a soft gel, easy to swallow.
Very
So
small.
I love it because when I would show them my Curamin Extra Strength tablets, they'd be like, "Mom, hello!" Like,
Yeah.
so the Acute is easy to use, and it reminds them more of the pills that their friends have for headaches and stuff that they have in their backpacks. It
Yeah.
seems more like medicine, so that's great. All right, so you mentioned Boswellia, and since we have a few more minutes. I have been selling so much respiratory support for the last 3 years. I have the whole Boswellia line, the one with frankincense, Bosmed.
Right.
Could you touch on, I mean, I know they work. I'm selling tons of it, but could you say why Boswellia is so amazing for the respiratory system?
Sure. There's two pathways in our bodies that are involved with pain or inflammation. And they both are very, very effective. The COX-2 pathway, which is involved with production of prostaglandins. And when we have an excess level of prostaglandins, that's when we have inflammation. That's when we have pain. And curcumin, BCM95, the very special form of curcumin that's absorbed 7 times greater, actually inhibits naturally, without excessively overriding it, it reduces the COX-2 pathway. The Boswellia works on the 5-LOX LOX pathway. Now, there's no drug developed yet today that can have an effect on the 5-LOX pathway. Boswellia is the only one that affects efficiently and successfully the 5-LOX pathway. Now, the 5-LOX pathway produces leukotrienes. And when you have an excess level of leukotrienes, you can have joint pain. You can have upper respiratory tract conditions like COPD, emphysema, bronchitis, sinusitis, cough, cold. Also intestinal, like colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease. So the Boswellia works on the joints, primarily when there's arthritis. And Boswellia works also on the upper respiratory tract conditions, like the bronchitis, inflammatory, itises, bronchitis, sinusitis, all of the itises, because they're inflammatory. And then also the same for the intestinal tract for Crohn's disease or colitis, again, inflammation. Any itis is an inflammatory condition. So it works on that area where the curcumin works on the COX-2 pathway rather than the 5-LOX. So when you put them together, now you have a really powerful dynamic duo. That's why we have curcumin and Boswellia in all of our products together. So they're like Batman and Robin. They work together to provide justice. And
I love it.
we want people to have justice and in good health.
I love it. I have so many amazing stories about the whole Bosmed family. It's absolutely incredible, especially the respiratory support. And Terry, there is the link that a lot of people say about the cough and the heart. And I have had many customers that have had this ongoing cough where they're blaming that they got sick, and then they're blaming it's an allergen, and it's a little scary because they're coughing every day. So I turn them on to the Boswellia. And do you think, have you come across any information that the Boswellia is good for the heart too, and that's why the cough is uh going to lessening?
I've never seen any research where the Boswellia has a connection to the heart. Primarily the intestinal tract, the upper respiratory tract, the lower GI, and joints.
Okay, so everywhere else.
Yes. Well, we have products for the heart too, so we can improve the quality of the heart function as well.
Yes, that's absolutely true. The grapeseed extract is the first one that comes to mind. Is that what's coming to your mind when you think of heart?
That, yes, that plus the bioactive magnesium with vitamin B6. Magnesium
I got it
for the
right
heart.
behind me.
Yeah. And then also you have the OPC heart, which is a combination of grapeseed and pomegranate and magnesium. So it's a nice combination for the heart as well. CoQ10 for the heart, absolutely. It would be another one that would be quite beneficial. So there's
Okay.
many good things for the heart.
Now, all the listeners can probably understand why Terry and myself, we take so many different supplements because they're all so exciting. And some people that don't understand the supplement world, I'll say, if you go into the grocery store, you're not just buying an apple. You're buying, lettuce, you're buying radishes, you're buying lots of different food. Same thing in the supplement world, like why I want to take your pomegranate, your grapeseed extract, your magnesium, your cumin. It's because I want to get the variety of all the different things that benefit the body. So we have, let me see, 2 more minutes. Any closing comments, Terry? And I really want to thank you for being on the show and taking this time out of your extremely busy schedule. I really do appreciate it. So
it's my
you got
pleasure.
about a minute left. So is there any closing comments maybe about the Greek Mountain Tea? So in case listeners just got to pen and paper, they can take a note about it.
Well, if you have concern about not being able to think with clarity and make decisions correctly, and maybe why did I walk into this room? Why am I here? Well, you walked in there for a reason. Now you can't think of the reason. So by taking the Greek Mountain Tea, it can make a huge difference in your mental clarity. Also, you can combine it with Bacopa. That would make a tremendous combination. So that would be extremely well.
That's wonderful. So we do have a Nutrition World, and we're going to be a landmark store soon, Terry. Trump's trial is going to be right next door to me.
Wow.
The federal building is literally a stone's throw from my business. Wow. So thank you, Terry. We got to go. Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Have fun.
Thank you. Thank you, Cliff. All right, everyone. Have a great week.
Archives are on YouTube. This is WPSL, Port St. Lucie.